Ciao friends! I want to show how to improve temporal line charts in Power BI using DAX. In this line chart I have 1 point per month, and as you see the legend doesn't show me all the months, just a few months. What is more important, if I change the size of the chart here, I still keep all the points of the chart in the same window, and I see that the legend is reduced to just the name of the 2 years, 2008 and 2009, because there is no space to display the name of all the months. I want to obtain the same behavior in my chart, but as you will see, this is not a behavior we can obtain by default. Let me try to explain. Here I have just the measure sales amount in the line chart that already has the right settings for the visualization, and I include here in this visual my hierarchy calendar. The hierarchy calendar has year, quarter and month. And at the year level I see just 3 points with the legend with the year, but this is not the chart I wanted. I wanted the chart by month. So I drill down at the quarter level and at the month level. So far so good. I have all the points of my chart here, it works, but I don't like to match this legend that has too many data. Moreover, if I reduce the size of this chart, what happens is that at a certain point I no longer see all the points in the window because I see a scroll bar. Why this is happening? This is happening because the chart I'm using, the line chart I'm using, has a property for the axis that is called the type, you see here, and when the type is categorical, we always have every point must be visible, every name in the chart must be visible, and this enforces the chart to create a scroll bar if there is not enough space. What we want to do, we want to get the result that we have when the type is continuous. But if I try to set continuous here, it doesn't work. You see that even though I change to continuous, it is reset to categorical. Why this happens? This happens because in my model, year, quarter and month are strings and not numbers or dates that can be used for a continuous line chart. So in order to solve this problem, I can try to replace my hierarchy with a date. I have a date column in my date table, so instead of using this calendar here, I can try to use the date. And now the date doesn't work because this is not the chart I wanted. I wanted a chart with 1 point per month. Here we have 1 point per date. However, we see that now this works because the default setting for the date is, let's take a look at the type, continuous. So we solved half of the problem. But how can we get a continuous line chart with the month granularity? Well, I could create a column that has a date that is always the last day of the month for every day. This way, that column should work. So if I go to the date table and I create my column year month that always has here, the visualization shows just the name of the year and of the month of the year, but the formula for this column is a date. This is end of month, date 0, which means go to the end of the month of the current date. I see the name because I'm using the format. The format says, oh, I want to display the name of the month followed by the year. But what is important, the data type is date. Because this data type is date, if I go back to my chart here, I can replace the date I have here with the year-month calculated column, which is a date, but is always the same date for every month. And now I have the same chart I have shown you at the beginning, and I can resize this chart, getting the result I expected. So now you should be able to customize your line charts according to the granularity you want. Enjoy DAX!